Africa, Yamrasu.
Hello guys, I'm Shezi, an artist and a musician based in Africa, Ghana, and I'm very honored to be a part of the Africa Rising project. In recent times, we've seen how African music and art has been a great impact to other parts of the world. We've also seen great influencers and creatives do their best to push Africa to the top. Personally, I feel like Africa is already at its peak and is already the greatest continent in the world. Screams have been made to us in this season to let us know that Africa is indeed rising. We must rise, we can rise, let us rise. Join me.
Hi, my name is Chris Pendaku, a staunch activist of the African Rising Agenda and an intern at MDS Lancet Ghana. Over the past 2 decades, there's been a wind of transformation blowing across the African continent. The narratives which victimized the African is gradually crippling. The true essence of the black man is strength, power, unity, and wealth. Yes, the African is capable. The Africa Rising Agenda is a divine instrument to announce the awakening of all Africans on the continent and beyond, that now is the time to rise and rub shoulders together and build our own land. The future of Africa depends on Africans. It's up to us to decide. The generation and the generations to come demands an Africa that is built and championed by Africans. Until then, our story of greatness remains empty.
My name is Rodalyn Neti. I'm a student of Ashesi University, and I'm currently studying Management Information Systems. And I'm also an advocate of the Africa Rising project. Now, when it comes to Africa, Africa is seen as a land that is wealthy. But when it comes to the people, we are seen as the people who are limited in their minds and who are limited in using their potentials, their talents, their gifts to do something great that will push the continent out there. In Lord Macaulay's presentation to the British Parliament in 1835, he expressed his amazement to the unity that he saw on the African continent. He saw a people that were wealthy, people that were rich in moral values, and he realized that the only way to break through the unity of Africa was to destroy their backbone, which was the spiritual and the cultural aspect of Africa. So the strategy that they coined was to change the mindset of Africans by making them think that everything foreign and everything good was superior and everything African was inferior. So this way, Africans were made to believe that they can't do anything for themselves and nothing good could come out of Africa. Now, the Africa Rising Agenda is seen as an avenue that will push Africans to believe once again that they can do something great for themselves. It's a stepping stone for Africans to break out of that limited mentality of thinking that Africa is inferior and everything on this continent is inferior.
Hi, I'm Joelle, a model and a hairstylist and a student of the University of Ghana reading political science and French. I am an ardent ambassador for the Africa Rising project. For a long time, Black people have been made to believe that their pigments in their skin and then the coils in their hair make them somehow inferior to society. They have been made to think that their pigmented skin doesn't stand for so much more. but the pigment in their skin has a rich history and a wonderful future. There is something that God has put inside each and every African that we need to discover. For a long time, we have defined ourselves by the world standards, but there's so much more inside you and I. Little African boy, little African girl, African mother, African father, what can you do? What do you have in your hands? We are calling on you. Africa is rising and we need you.
For too long, Africans have waited for external help. For too long, we have sat with our hands between our legs, waiting for someone else to come and solve our problems. But then the truth is that everything we need to solve our problems are right here with us on the continent of Africa. Africa Rising has come to open our eyes to see all these resources we have and the great potential that is within them. This initiative seeks to raise capable leaders, capable people who are willing to lay down their lives, who are willing to understand the availability of these resources and exploit their potential to the fullest and make Africa great again.
Hi, my name is Danama Jamina.
My name is Roslyn Sungmaria Ramadu.
I'm Salome.
I am Inkunina DJ.
I personally used to blame everyone around me about the current state of the country and the continent. For me, it's an eye-opener to know that I'm responsible for the progress in my space. I've come to learn that with the collective efforts of all of us, something great can happen in our generation. Individually, our names may be small, but collectively, we can learn to leave a mark which will make the name of the generation great. I love to be part of this agenda, and I think you should. We can rise. Africa can rise. I love you all.
It's time for Africa to rise.
I strongly believe that God has given us a vision to make Africa rise. And with our individual skills and abilities, we can make this happen. Africa, it's our time to rise.
I believe in our time, in our generation, Africa will make a meaningful difference in the world.
Hi everyone, I'm Zipporah Sante, a student of the Kolebu Nursing and Midwifery Training College, currently reading midwifery second year. It is such a great joy for me to be part of the Africa Rising project. Genuinely, there wasn't a conscious effort until now to see to the practical development of the space around me and the African continent as a whole. I'm so grateful to God for this Africa Rising project because something as small as changing my mindset about this continent has fired me up so much to contribute to its progress in any way I can. I'm so glad to be here in such a time as this. I'm so glad to be here to witness the rise of Africa. It's time. Let's rise, Africa.
Hi everyone, my name is Commander L, the leader and founder of the Kingdom Ambassadors, a youth movement that is dedicated to inspiring young people to walk in God's will for their lives, to walk in the full potential of their giftings. I'm also the visionary for the whole Africa Rising project. Now I believe that the universe as a whole is unique. I believe the universe is just one song, one tune. That's why it's called the universe. And I believe every continent, every race, every people has a responsibility, a unique role, a unique verse, a unique line to sing in this beautiful song. Africans have no business in abandoning their verse to sing the verse of other continents. So I believe Africans must rise to tap into their full potentials, to tap into everything that God has given them, to rise and offer out that beautiful gift called Africa out there. I believe according to God's will, we have something unique to reveal to the world. The whole Africa Rising project is to empower Africans to rise in practicality, to build the world around us, to build themselves so we can cause the whole world to literally be in awe of this continent. My job here as the convener is to say to you, come, bring that gift of yours, bring that idea of yours, bring yourself. Let's put everything together on the table and see how we can practically build this continent. You know, one wise one once said, Africa will move forward by going back to the spirit. It's time for us to go back to the spirit. It's time for us to go back to the spirit who brought order to a chaotic world. It's time for us to go back to the spirit who brought order out of a chaotic Africa. It's time for Africa to rise. Join me. Let's cause Africa to rise.
Africa,
Gamisha Africa. I am Africa's hope.
It's time to rise.
Rise. Lokaci ya kai mu tashi Africa.
Time to rise.
Africa.
Let us rise.
It's time for Africa to rise.
Africa, it's our time to rise.
Africa, it's time. Africa, it's time.
Africa, you can do it. Africa, change is coming. Africa, the change is here.
Africa is our home.